What a great week it has been in Melbourne. It's been the reopening of the city with the Melbourne Cup Carnival. Crowds of 10,000 on Cup Day, Oaks Day, now Stakes Day after 6,500 on Victoria Derby Day, and everyone has had an absolute ball. You can see some clouds gathering. There is some expected rain today. Just walked past Liam O'Keefe, who looks after the track, and he also subscribes to every weather rating website around the country, and he thinks we might actually get through. He's saying it's touch and go. We may get away without the rain falling here at Flemington, which would be absolutely outstanding. There is a number of records we've seen equalled and broken over Cup Week, and today we may see one from James McDonald because his week has almost been unparalleled. There's only one man who has ridden more winners than James McDonald, and that is his childhood idol, Brett Preble. He sits on 9 wins on 2 occasions, and that is a very cheeky-looking James McDonald, aged around 10, seeing his idol, Brett Preble, who he spoke to, and said, how do I become a jockey? And here he is, about 12 to 15 years later, knocking off Brett Preble in a Melbourne Cup. Beating him on Very Elegant. Of course, Brett was on Incentivised, and now he's chasing down his 9 wins for the Carnival Gator.
What a great photo that was. His look hasn't changed a bit, J-Mac. That was the ultimate cheeky look. Love it.
Absolutely. And Brett Preble's been a remarkable story this spring Carnival as well. We know he'd already won a Melbourne Cup on Green Moon in 2012. He spent a lot of time over in Hong Kong, but when he came back to Australia about 5 years ago, he'd really been in the wilderness. He was struggling to find Group 1 horses until Incentivised came along, and he rode 5 Group 1 winners this Carnival. He's had a couple over Melbourne Cup week, and of course culminating with the Caulfield Cup and then the gallant second in the Melbourne Cup on Tuesday.
Yeah, I don't think his talent's ever deserted him. You know, it's just a matter of finding those opportunities again. I think the hunger was there. You know, he's fitting well and getting the rides now, isn't he?
So Brett Preble on 2 occasions rode 9 winners in Cup week in 1999 and 2000. Currently, James McDonald is on 8 winners, and he's still got Nature Strip and Zaki to come.
Yep.
Does he break the record?
Well, I've tipped them both, so let's hope so.
All right, the next race that we have for you today is the feature, or one of them. It is the Darley Sprint Classic over 1,200 metres. It is a $2 million race, and the fastest horse in the land, Nature Strip, is the horse we are all looking for. There has been a bit of a tailwind. It's just starting to change direction. There was some thought that we may have been able to see a track record today, Gator, but with it just dying down a little bit, what are your thoughts? How much will J-Mac let the handlebars down on Nature Strip today?
Oh, historically, he doesn't punish them if he's got the race won and, you know, and done and dusted. So, but look, he's very, very fast. So if you're betting on it, I'd probably say no, because the track record's been there for so long.
20 years.
It's a long time in racing, 20 years, isn't it? So I'm gonna say no, but I hope so.
There's number 1 as a milling out the back, which is the superstar Nature Strip. He looks magnificent. Michelle, is it easy to ride a horse like Nature Strip where it's just literally hang on because he's got so much explosive speed, or is it more difficult because you're trying to pace the horse, control the horse?
It's just different. It's probably easier because you're basically just guiding him. You don't have to really get up him and ask him for an effort. He takes you. It's more so controlling him, harnessing that speed, because you don't want to do it obviously all in the first half. So it's a fine line, and it's a real art to be able to do it. And J-Mac just knows him so well. He loves the straight. It's really hard to see anything going wrong, but we do know it's racing and anything can happen. So yeah,
it's only a small field. He's drawn gate 2. Does he come straight to the middle, Gator?
I would say so. Yeah, I think that's going to be the script. You know, just the small field, and none of these have his early speed, so they'll be able to dictate exactly where they want to go.
All right, they're slowly making their way into the mounting yard for the Group 1 Darley Sprint Classic. Nature Strip is number 1, but this is the only time he's been slow in his life, and that is getting into the mounting yard. So let's start off with number 3, and that is Splintex, trained by Mark Newnham to be ridden by Kerrin McAvoy. This is a horse that, on his 2 runs down the straight, has shown he has a fair liking for it. Yeah,
it was a good effort, I thought, winning the Bobby Lewis. You know, he beat, it was a Group 2, beat a second level sprint compared to the likes of Nature Strip, but he did it in good style. Then the 59 probably brought him undone at Flemington in the Gilgai. So back to weight for age here. He's a trifecta hope.
He shows a lot of speed. Is there any hope he'd take on Nature Strip, or is it a suicide mission?
Oh, look, I don't think it's a good idea, no.
All right, number 2 is Streets of Avalon. What a warrior he has been for Shane Nichols and the connections. He's a Group 1 winner. He is just $60,000 off ticking over $2 million in prize money.
Yeah, he's been an absolute ripper, isn't he? He stays at the 1200. I guess some little concern. Draws inside Nature Strip, so they'll probably try and... Their game plan will be trying to try and track him, I think. He's got enough early speed. He was very good in the Manikato. Ran every bit as well as Bella Nipotina in inferior ground.
Number 4 is Samizdat. This is the WA galloper from Team Gamgemi. Ran 5th of 7 in the Linlithgow. What expectations do you have today? What's best case scenario? Can it sneak a place?
Yeah, I think outside of Nature Strip, it's quite a competitive sort of race. There's probably only going to be a couple of lengths, 3rd to 6th, say. He's probably in that bracket.
Number 5 is September Run. This is one of Chris Waller's 4 runners in the race. 12 months ago, Gator, there was comparisons being made about her as the best straight sprinter in the country, including Nature Strip, but things are different 12 months later.
Yeah, look, I thought she was very good first up. Second up, staying at 1,000 was probably the wrong sort of race, but I expected more in the Scalacci and I expected more last Saturday. However, she was ridden a little bit closer. I think she's better ridden Ice Cold.
Number 6 is Bella Nipotina. Jai McNeil rides for Kira Maher and Dave Eustace. Michelle, she ran so well in the Manikato. She looks a bit up on her toes in the yard.
Yeah, she is. You can see she's got 2 strappers here just trying to keep her nice and calm. She's a sprinter, so it's not unusual for them to be up and about. She's presenting really well. A lot of these horses are, but I certainly can't fault her.
Very genuine mare, chased hard in the Manikato from, she had the perfect run. Got very close to Jonker. She's a trifecta hope.
Number 7 is Swat Satin. 12 months ago, she was having great battles with September Run in some of the features down the straight. Again, it's going to be a tough ask today.
Yeah, 2 forgivable runs at the start of the prep. She's also in a similar boat to September. And I expected more from her last Saturday. Maybe drawing a bit wider here will help her.
Number 8 is Shaquiro, another of Chris Waller's runners to be ridden by Craig Newitt, the unlucky runner in the Coolmore. Wouldn't have beaten Home Affairs, but maybe should have run a place for sure.
Yeah, that's for sure. He was just so unlucky. I looked at him closely on Saturday and he was really up on his toes and up and about. Here he's a lot more relaxed, a lot more settled. Not necessarily that that's a bad thing, but it's just a difference in week to week that he is certainly a lot more settled today. In saying that, he's looking really good. He's trained on beautifully through the week and he should run well.
Well, he had mixed luck first up in the Moir against the older horses. Ran well. Forgivable run at Caulfield. I think he got around that track. And a clear forgive run last week.
All right, let's have a look at the star. Number 1, Nature Strip. This is a place he knows very well, Flemington. He has performed exceptionally well down the straight, winning this race 2 years ago. James McDonald hops on board with the help of Hugh Bowman. That's what jockey mateship's all about. Michelle, how does the champ Nature Strip look like?
He's looking amazing. He's really relaxed in the mounting yard, stepping out sprightly. You can see he's just flicking those front feet out, which is always good to see because you know they're feeling well in themselves. And he couldn't look better. He looks outstanding.
Well, what a brilliant winner he was last start. What a brilliant winner he was in this race a couple of years ago. The horse he beat last time where Eduardo subsequently won in scintillating fashion, and he beat Home Affairs 5 lengths. That's the horse that beat a couple of these 3-year-olds by lengths on Saturday.
And Ranch Hand is the other one of the Chris Waller team. A place chance?
Look, he closed off well in that Coolmore, won in fast time. He's a place hope for sure.
Michelle, do I need to ask, is it the champ, the best from the yard?
Yeah, he certainly is. He looks unbelievable. Hard to go past him. I thought all of Chris Waller's horses actually paraded beautifully. You couldn't really pick one from the other behind him. Certainly Ranch Hand paraded really well. And yeah, it's a really good field.
Jared, is the money still coming?
It certainly is. He hasn't budged. $1.30 with Tab here and holding more than 70% of the money on the second line of betting. Bella Nipotina's best back to beat him, but it's all about Nature Strip. The other move, positive move, has been
You want to make sure your horse is ready but relaxed, and they get in those barriers and they begin cleanly and basically enjoy it from there.
Would you be in a race like this talking to the other jockeys saying, where are you going, or is it all just about how can we get on the back of Nature Strip?
Certainly you suss out the other riders around you if you can. Sometimes that's done behind the barriers, sometimes that's done in the barriers, but you don't always trust what they say because they might give you they don't want to, obviously share their secrets or what they're going to do. So you ask them, but you don't always take it as it's the right thing because they may go the opposite way. And it's always so interesting because straight races are very tactical.
It's hard for any punter sitting at home to make any money. We can sit back and enjoy watching Nature Strip, but if you wanted to have a little Quinella or trifecta, what are the other runners you'd be putting in here, Gator?
Yeah, well, I had Shakiro and Ranchand as the dangers. I think September Run isn't hopeless. I'm not quite sure she's the horse she was, but maybe the blinkers in a colder ride here, she can be hitting the line.
All right. Who do you think could be a danger, or those to fill the places, Michelle?
To be honest, I thought you could pick any of the other three of Chris Wallace to beat her. To run behind him. But yeah, it is a bit of a lottery behind him.
It could be a clean sweep for Chris Waller. He's got 4 runners in the Darley Sprint Classic, including the $1.28 favourite, the Superstar Nature Strip. Let's see what he does in the Darley Sprint Classic.
As September Run gets a last-minute towel down from Craig Williams, goes into a middle alley. The 62nd running of the Darley Sprint Classic. As Splintex has been brought forwards for Karen McAvoy, who won this race 9 years ago on Mental, and Swats that takes the outside. They're locked away. Set to run. Racing now. Ballanipatina away cleanly with Splintex. Nature Strip was away well as they complete the first 100. Streets of Avalon's going to stay over towards the flat side rail. Nature Strip McDonald for a moment thought about following, but he's going to blaze the trail up the middle of the track. So it's Nature Strip leading from September Run and also Splintex, Ballanipatina. Shaquiro's the widest. Samarsdat behind those horses from Ranch Hand and Swats that, and Streets of Avalon is on its Pat Malone at the 750 on the flat side rail. So the leader is Nature Strip, contained speed by a length. September Run, Splintex, and then Ranch and Samarsdat, Ballanipatina. Further back, Shaquiro, Swats that, and Streets of Avalon on its own over on the far side. 400 metres to go. Nature Strip all coiled up, led by 3/4 of a length to September Run, and they dash clear from Ballanipatina. Here's the moment. Nature Strip now given his head at the 200 metres, and he blasts away. 3 lengths, September Run, Ballanipatina, Swats that, and it's all Nature Strip who explodes away. He's going to do it again. Conquers another mountain. His second Darley Classic, won at 2.5. Swats that. Photo third. Ballanipatina or September Run, and then Ranch and Shaquiro. Well back in the field, Splintex, Streets of Avalon, and Samarsdat was last.
Oh, it's beautiful to watch, isn't it? Poetry in motion. Nature Strip in a different class. He's run 3 sub-11 sectionals for 200 metres, which is absolutely flying. He stopped the clock at 108.78. He wins his second Darley Sprint Classic, his 6th Group 1 overall, and he gives Chris Waller his 130th Group 1. And for James McDonald, he now levels Brett Preble for the most wins in Melbourne Cup week history.
Where to start for the stories? You've touched on some, but I want to focus on the athlete. He is a freak. The world's best sprinter just exploded away from them. The others are under pressure. He's just in half. He's just jogging, which looked like he was just jogging, having a Sunday stroll down the beach. And then when the foot goes down, he leaves them for dead. Runs 1:87 as Mick referenced. If he's not the world's best sprinter, I'd love to see it.
Yeah, exactly right. And the best part about him was we have seen him be a bit fierce in the past over the years. He's just learning to just cruise along in front, and then when James asked him, he just let down and put them away. He did want to lay in a little bit late, which, it's a little bit of a worry when they start to do that, but he's just an absolute machine, and what a training performance, what a ride, and what a horse.
James McDonald, he was pumped on Tuesday. This, along with Very Elegant, they are his favourite horses, and you can see why. He's with James Winks.
Thank you, Michael. Yes, well, I'm obviously here with the Melbourne Cup winning jockey, James McDonald, and now Darley Classic sprint winning jockey. Mate, you just said, how lucky am I?
Yeah, that's so true. It's you get to ride my favourite mare, and now my favourite sprinter, who's all in the space of 5 days, and here at this wonderful carnival, where the track's playing so well and good racing, good to have crowds back and witness these brilliant horses.
He looked like he was controlled today and just worked with you, mate.
He's done a whole.
Horse like this very rarely in racing.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, his love of the animal is, outstanding. And, I think his ability to find, the idiosyncrasies and the traits of each athlete is what makes him just masterful at his job. You look at the greatest trainers in history, the Bart Cummings, the Colin Hayes. I think they all had that trait, Michelle, of knowing to get the best out of the athlete.
Absolutely. I think the best trainers can just look at them, see that they need something different. This horse has just been, unbelievable to watch his journey unfold. He seems to be getting better and better. The best part about his win today was the way he settled, and I think there's a huge crowd here screaming him back in. It's just a privilege to be out here to see him.
I think they're actually the owners of Swats That. That's how rapt they are to run second behind Nature Strip. Running third was Bella Nipotina. She's run magnificently, and officially fourth was September Run. But it is all about this horse. Let's listen to the crowd, bring him back in. The superstar sprinter, Nature Strip. Champion combination embrace. Chris Waller leading Nature Strip back in after another Group 1 victory. Just when James McDonald thought it couldn't get any better after Very Elegant on Tuesday, he partners with his mighty chestnut to win another Group 1, and look at the thrill and excitement. 130 Group 1 wins as a trainer now for Chris Waller. And for James McDonald, it is a week he will never forget. Chris, congratulations. You can take the mask off. That was a performance. He never disappoints. Every time he comes here, he's breathtaking.
Yeah, he certainly is. Last spring didn't go to plan, and the best run of the spring was here when he ran second behind Bivouac. 2 years ago, he blew them away, and he's been up a while. He's done a great job. His win last start was unbelievable, and to bounce off that, he's done an amazing job. And what more can I say about James McDonald? Plus my whole team, they do a fantastic job behind the scenes. Very proud.
What about the Kiwi connection? Come in, James. The Kiwis love taking Aussies on and beating us at our game, and there's never been a better Kiwi combination in racing.
Well, yeah, hopefully. Anyway, we've been sport for choice really over this carnival. They've been prepared immaculately, and they've turned up in great order and looking great, and they've put good wins together. So he's no exception. From Duke on, who won a benchmark 90, to Very Elegant, who won the Melbourne Cup. They're all here to perform really well, and that's what they have.
For those who will never get to sit on a horse like Nature Strip, what is the feeling like?
Oh, it's incredible. Like Chris just told me before the race, just treat it like a track gallop, 4 home 2, and away he goes. So, but we're not today. I don't need to blow him one. But we can't take any run lightly, because we have come to Flemington before and expected him to win, and rode him probably not so well considering the circumstances, but now we've got a great handle on him, and he's racing terrific.
And Chris, it's so good to see you here. What's it like to be here and witness that in person as well after the couple of years?
It's as good as it gets. Yeah, I'm sorry if I was expected to be here Tuesday, but yeah, it's been tough. COVID's been tough for all of Australia.
I know how much you love these horses, very elegant. She's come back beautifully as well. But what does it mean to have two horses so special at the one time?
It's pretty good.
5 or 6 of them today.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, they've been special, yeah, for sure. The whole team does a marvellous job.
As James said, we're very privileged to be in this position. We don't take it lightly, and that's why the emotions get the better of us sometimes, but we're very, very respectful of the sport, and we're great to be involved.
He's done everything in Australia. Is the world now beckoning for Nature Strip? James doesn't
We'll
worry
about that tomorrow. We've got to enjoy it with the owners for a change. They're down here, and well done to them. They've hardly seen the horse race in the last 18 months, and like the rest of Australia, we've done it pretty tough, but what a great way to know that we're coming out of it now.
Congratulations, Chris. Remarkable Melbourne Cup week for you.
Pretty good.
And James, it's not over yet. Zaki's still to come.
Hopefully, anyway. It's good to see the fella down here.
It certainly
3
is.
3 days too late.
The start.